at the SEAT Expo 2026 and I got a very special guest with me today. He's Milind Acharya, CMO at Motul India and South Asia. Sir, it's a pleasure to sit with you and understand the new gen technologies that will power our industry in the future. If you could just start with that. How do you define the trends shaping up India's, powertrain, multiplicity of powertrain, and how do you sort of approach that? Because it's something that you have to prepare for 5 years, 10 years down the line.
So, Prerna, as you know, Motul is one of the pioneers and front runners in technology for lubricant systems. So we have 150, 170 years of history, right? Products like 300V and all. The good part about Motul's focus is power pack R&D lineup. We practically have product lines for every category that we talk about, whether it is four-wheelers, two-wheelers, even in new technologies like hybrid. And what we are showcasing today is for the electric vehicles, and even in future. We are already thinking about future technologies, right? The hydrogen engines, the hydrogen ICE engines that we're talking about. So Motul, being very, very focused in terms of products and innovation, will be future ready for any kind of innovations that the OEMs throw the challenge for us to.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time to be in the industry. If you could talk about a little bit of where do you expect the future to be in terms of, because we talk about hybrids, we talk about electrification, hydrogen as well. So how do you see, is it going to be different technologies dominating different markets? How do you see India adopting to it?
Well, very frankly, my point of view is that right from the regulatory side or from the OEM side or from the component manufacturer side, what we are giving out is a hell lot of options to the Indian consumer, and we are trying to create an ecosystem, right? And giving choice to the end consumer to pick and choose. We are a market where probably the hybrids are also picking up, and there is already talk about EVs which are doing very, very well. There are many component makers and OEMs which are investing in India, creating an EV ecosystem, and there is a talk about the hydrogen engines, right? We as lubricants manufacturer, we have solutions for all kinds of products, right? So it works very well. If the entire industry goes well, consumer has an end choice, and we as a lubricant supplier are ready to partner with all of the OEMs.
Right. But is that a challenge when today's industry is almost 95% ICE? How big of a challenge it is to sort of transition into new age technologies like you're now working at electrification, thermal cooling is something that you've sort of pioneered. So how do you sort of look at the changing dynamics?
The dynamics will change, right? If you look at across different industries, some of the industries have leapfrogged, right? I think the India's next 10 years, 10, 15 years, we are going to see one of these technologies to have a very, very strong growth rate going forward. From the lubricants manufacturer side, as I said, we will have all the products to cater to all the changing dynamics in the market.
Right. If you could talk about a bit of the challenge, because when I speak to ancillary players and suppliers, the major pain point is ownership of IP and localization of R&D. Because while we have localized at an OEM level, at a tier 2, tier 1 supplier level, how do you sort of look at localization of IP becoming a big deal? Because that's something that we still have to sort of cater to and look at.
You're right. See, for Indian market, Motul is not a new brand. It's not a new company, right? We have been operating in India since couple of decades now. Our thrust is in terms of performance-driven products, and our commitment to make those products work for an Indian market. We have in 2025 inaugurated our first R&D center in India in Mumbai, and I would urge you to visit our customer experience center, which is really good, by the way. Right now, these kind of initiatives, having our R&D people sitting out of Mumbai office, understanding our product, which are very, very high performance driven, suitable for Indian conditions and Indian OEMs, our ability to churn out products for the Indian conditions becomes much faster, right? So that's the attempt that we are trying to do. Coming on to the localization front, right? We are already manufacturing large part of our supplies that we are selling in Indian market in India.
Right.
In fact, my guess will be that we have more than 95% of our sales is produced within India. So we are already well entrenched in the Indian ecosystem, and with the R&D setup that we have, we are much more tuned to have a faster turnaround time so far as any localization challenge that may be thrown to us.
Nice. And how do you sort of look at the competitive industry? Because a lot of global players are looking at India as a big manufacturing hub. Some are looking at it as an export hub for nearby bigger markets. How do you sort of approach the competitive landscape at the OEM partnerships that you also look at?
So let me answer this question on couple of fronts, right? As I said, we already have long-lasting relationship with some of the OEMs. We work very closely with Bajaj, KTM. We have a long-standing relationship with classic legends on motorbike side for Suzuki motorcycles. Ongoing association that we have. We work very closely with Toyota Racing Development Corporation. In fact, we have developed a co-branded product with them. It's their display here. And we are also working very, very closely with Mercedes-Benz. So we are a well-entrenched player so far as, and I'm talking about these are very Indian associations, right? So well-entrenched with the Indian OEMs. The second part is about how do we see in terms of our growth rate and what do we see. We as Motul India is probably, I would say, the fastest growing lubricants manufacturer in the country today. If the industry is growing in single digits, we are growing in healthy double digits. Right? So we are definitely gaining much more momentum there. From exports point of view, Motul India services the countries like South Asia. So we export to Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. We are already there with Motul India products going there.
Nice. And is there like a deeper export potential sometime in the future, long-term strategy?
Motul India's mandate is to look at India and South Asia, and I think they are big economies, very, very fast growing economies. If you consider Bangladesh and India, we have our plates full for next decade.
Yeah, so your plates are full for the next decade. Okay, you also operate across segments, whether it's two-wheelers, four-wheelers, heavy-duty vehicles. How do you sort of, how difficult is it to fine-tune your technologies to suit the needs of the very different segments that you operate in?
To be very honest, we have to look at each segment and understand further segmentize each and every market. In two-wheeler segment, we are known for our high performance lubricants. So if you look at 350cc and above bikes, every biker, as you see it, will swear by Motul and its performance, right? We have a very, very strong connect with the biking community in India. As we percolate to the premium commuter segment, we are modifying our product range to get there. In terms of four-wheelers, right? As I said, we work very closely with Toyota Racing Development Corporation. We are working very closely with Mercedes. We already have product range. We are having a very specific product for hybrids. Right? So in terms of our product range, it's suitable for each and every segment. We also keep a very close eye in terms of what the viscosity recommendations coming in from the OEM side, right? And if there is a tweaking which is needed in our portfolio, we keep doing that. We are going to do that in the next coming year as well. Yeah.
What would your stand be on ethanol blending? Because that again is, we're moving towards E30 and other, higher penetration. We have seen Brazil do it very successfully. So how do you, is that sort of a challenge going forward? Because that's where the industry is moving.
From the consumer side, we have seen that there has been some sentiments growing. From the lubricants manufacturer side, my R&D team is already looking into it. And whatever best that we can do on that front, we are.
So it will depend on the demand.
Yeah.
Okay, and basically government policies and everything. Okay, makes sense. Just lastly, leave us with some of the future predictions in terms of how do you see the market evolving and how do you see the demand? Because even across categories, what will be the focus this year? Because do you plan to grow in the four-wheeler front more, or two-wheelers, which is already your stronghold, and premium segment? Are you going to broad base your segment base? How? Just give us some strategic viewpoint.
You're right. On the two-wheeler side, we are going to have our growth coming in by broad basing our portfolio. On the four-wheeler side, we are growing very, very fast, and right now it's not pinpointing it to particular segment, but in years to come we will do that. We are the fastest growing lubricants player in the four-wheeler segment, and we will continue to do so. Okay,
so the focus this year it's fair to say is going to broad base into two-wheelers and maintaining your stronghold in the four-wheelers.
And we also have another allied category called cares and additive products for both for motorbikes and for four-wheelers. it's an innovative category that we want to focus on as well.
Sure, sure. All the best for an exciting year ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
very
hope
much.
the
Nice.
next time I meet you, there'll be other exciting products that you will be sort of
Absolutely.
showcasing.
I would urge you to visit our customer experience center
Sure,
at Mumbai.
sure. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for spending time with us.
Thank you.
sir.